Welcome. Hello, everyone. Lovely that you are here for my weekly live. I think I'm live now. Happy to see you and welcome. Today's theme is the power of meditation. Well, how can it be differently? We're here on Insight Timer, the most beautiful meditation app, the number one meditation app in the world. And I'm really happy that you're here. My name is Femke Bakker, one of the meditation teachers here on Insight Timer. And I am here every Friday at this time for my weekly live. Sometimes I also give more lives, like the coming 2 weeks, about which I will tell a little bit more. But just let's take a few minutes to let people come in before we start. So, 4 minutes in, let's start. What do you say? So, the topic today is the power of meditation. And I think that sounds pretty obvious for you because, you're all here on Insight Timer and you're probably here to meditate or to do practices that are related to meditation. Everyone on Insight Timer that is teaching is either a meditation teacher or a yoga teacher, very often also both. So this is all related. You, in a sense, understand the power of meditation. But I also know that it's sometimes good to go over why it is powerful, what it is exactly, and also what denotes a good meditation. Because about that, the opinions differ sometimes. What is a good meditation? So, if you ask this to meditation teachers, it often depends on the school they're coming from, on their background in meditation, the lineage of their meditation teachers, and their view, their take on meditation. And if you've been following me for longer, then you might know that I have a specific idea about what meditation should be for us, people in the West who want to use meditation as a tool, an instrument for self care, rather than um, using meditation consistently through the day in our lives to reach enlightenment or to practice actually to get in different states of mind, different states of consciousness, and specifically also changing our morality. Well, it doesn't mean that we cannot use it for that because I am going to speak about those things, but it's not our main goal. Let me say differently because I didn't think that was very clear how I explained it. Originally, traditionally, meditation techniques are used by people who are meditating a really great deal of the day. Generally, these are monks, people that are in training, people that are really working on being self reflective and on working on themselves. This is their job, this is part of their living. Most people here, not all of them, but most people here are using meditation because you have too much stress that you want to release, or you're not a good sleeper and you want to become a better sleeper, or you are in a process of working on yourself, healing from emotional wounds, or healing from physical conditions, or just taking a quiet moment for yourself out from your busy work or your busy family life or whatever is going on. So for us, this meditation is more like a tool to get there where we want to be. And that's what I want to speak with you about today. So, what is meditation? So, you could define it as a practice in which you deliberately and consciously shift your state of mind. Maybe you could even say shift your consciousness. But you do this only by the use of your body, your breath, and your own mind. So we're not using any substances to get there, or hypnotics, for instance, something that is coming from outside. You can do this by yourself. That's the practice of meditation, how I teach it, how I see it. So, but I also say that there is never one way to go for everyone. Of course, everyone could learn each meditation technique, but the question is that what you want? Because if you take a look at yourself, you're a unique human being No one is exactly the same. Even if you have a twin brother or sister, you know that you are not exactly the same, that you're actually pretty different, even if you really look alike. So we are unique human beings. We have a unique state of mind. And to learn to meditate, in my perspective, should be as easy as you can make it. Why? Because the chance that you will return to meditating will be way bigger if you have a success, if you have an experience of success, if you have an experience of pleasantness, of ease, of joy during a meditation, you will come back way more quick. And that's the secret key to setting up a regular meditation practice. So, when we speak about the benefits that you can have of meditation, there are many. We know already a lot from research. I know about that since I'm also a researcher. I'm actually also studying the impact of meditation on social and political behavior. So I know a lot about the research that has been done. So we know a lot already from neuropsychology, neurology, and also psychology and social psychology um, about this impact of meditation. On an individual level, we know that when you meditate on a regular basis over a longer period of time, your cognitive performance enhances, which means that it becomes more easy for you to focus, it becomes more easy for you to get clarity, to think sharp, to distinguish between thoughts, to distinguish between ideas, basically. So everything that you can do with your head becomes easier and more precise. That's one. A second really important finding that we know from research is that our stress hormones significantly decrease when we start to meditate, and also over a longer period of time. So, of course, when you are someone who is suffering from stress, you meditate once, you might find a relief, really feeling that this helps you, which is great. But this is a temporarily thing. This is in the moment. To really work towards a life where you experience less stress, and where you are able, that when you experience stress, that you can way more easy shake it off, like a dog would shake off stress when they have. I learned this about my dog, that when she shakes, she's shaking off stress. um, for this, you need a longer period to meditate on a regular basis. What do I mean with regular? Well, if you ask any meditation teacher, they will tell you that it's best to meditate every day. Or maybe some will tell you it's better to meditate twice a day. And I don't disagree with that. I meditate twice a day myself, and I know the benefits that I have from that. But as a meditation teacher, having taught meditation to many students already, I also know that it's really hard for some to commit to such a daily practice, or even twice daily practice. And of course, with discipline, you can get there. You can whip yourself. But if you've been following me, you know that I don't like to whip. I don't like to force structures upon people, because I believe in you as a unique human being, and I want you to find that empowerment within. So everything comes with gentleness. Self gentleness. This is one of my other core teachings, one of them giving a workshop about now, how you can treat yourself with kindness and with gentleness. Also, when you want to meditate on a regular basis. So, what you would have to ask yourself first is, when do I have a moment in the day to meditate? How long would be comfortable for me to meditate without immediately getting thoughts about, oh, I have this to do and I have to move on and I cannot really. And could you do this every day, or maybe every other day? So these are all kind of different variables that you could take a look at to distinguish for yourself what would be a good day, what would be a good time, would be a good frequency. Because when you catch those things, you already have an idea of a structure that will work for you. But because if you have a really busy life and now you decide, okay, I'm going to meditate every day for an hour, it will be hard for you to suddenly start to meditate with an hour. But if you decide to meditate every day for 1 minute, you are meditating, and you set a habit, you set a practice. And the good thing is, when this practice, which is doable, which is pleasant, which is easy for you, without you actually noticing, it will expand. It will become something that fits you, that you start to long for, that you start to feel that it is an intrinsic part of your routine, not put on you with discipline, but coming intrinsically from yourself. So, this is basically what I teach in meditation. Then the other important part is that there is not one size fits all. Like I said, everyone can learn each technique, but at what costs? Some meditation techniques might be really hard for you, and you might only be able to learn them if you would start with them now, with really forcing yourself to do it, with really having to use discipline and strictness to get there. And I don't believe in that, not for my students at least. So, what would be best is to find a meditation technique that's really easy for you, that fits you. But how can you find that? Well, there is some categorization I want to offer you that you can hold on for a little bit. So, we categorize our state of mind, let's say our default state of mind. So, what I mean with that is, if I ask you if your head relaxes from itself without you having to do something, how does it relax? Do you need to go running, cycling, being really physically active? Or are you happy with just sitting cozy under a blanket with a cup of hot tea in your hand, looking at the steam or looking at a candle or a fire? Or maybe you just like to lie down and to look at the sky and dream and just forget about everything here and just be somewhere out there. Or are you someone who really likes to be focused and doing something specific like knitting or what's the word in English? When you're making little figures with a needle and thread, brodering, I think is the word. But if I'm wrong, I hope you understand what I mean. Or puzzling, things like that. So these things are an indication of what your natural relaxed state of mind is. So, if, for instance, this relaxed state of mind is really being here and now, right, in the present moment, because you like to sit under that blanket and really, just be here and now, looking at your environment or sitting in nature and just watching what the trees are doing, listening to the leaves rustling, then you're someone that would really benefit from picking a meditation technique that is aiming to bring your attention to the here and now. But if you're a person who would like to dream away, like lie in the grass, look at the sky, whether there are clouds or stars, or just fantasizing, being everywhere except here, you might understand it's really, really hard to do a meditation technique that will bring you to the here and now, because actually your default state of mind doesn't want to be here and now. It wants to be out there, everywhere. So in that case, it's good to find a meditation technique that is way more focused on getting a transcendent mind, for instance, or being one with everything that is, like oneness meditation. So, and if you are a person who can relax your mind by running, going for a run, going for a cycling, really being physically active, then both of those meditation techniques that are aiming to be in the here and now or just being together with everything that is might be really awkward because you are someone who wants to use your breath, who wants to use your body. So then you can pick a meditation technique that does use your body, like a walking meditation, and specifically meditation techniques that are making you actively breathe. So not the observing of the breath, which is way more for being in the here and now, but really actively using your breath. There are all kind of breathing techniques that might suit you. And if it is this focus, like you are the knitter or the brodering or the puzzler, the person that really likes to zoom in and then just be in your own Zoom bubble, then a meditation technique that requires a specific focus might be perfect for you. So, visualizations, loving kindness meditations, energizing meditations, and basically everything where you have a specific focus and you are moving around with that focus, that one might be really great for you. So I'm just tipping these off to tell you about that. Um, Let me now tell you what denotes a good meditation. Because, and I think, last winter I had a whole series of lives which was called Busting Meditation Myth. And I really, really liked it because there are a lot of myths, and the one that is really dominant, really um, reluctant to to disappear, is the idea that a good meditation should be a meditation where you find silence and peace within. So, why is this a problem? Because I know you have had this experience where you had a meditation and you found peace, you found silence, and you thought, oh, this is a good meditation. This feels so good. I understand it feels good. And it was good. I will not say it was not good. But what I'm saying is this is not the criterion to assess your meditation. The only criteria to assess your meditation is how you were dealing with thoughts. It was not about not having thoughts. It was about becoming aware of those thoughts and what you were doing with this. So, what I always say, there are 3 rules in my meditations, and these are about thoughts. And a thought is basically everything that comes after a distraction. So whether the extraction is external, like a loud noise or um, something going on, or an internal distraction because thoughts that you have because you have an itch or pain, or you're remembering something from the past, or you're afraid or worrying about the future. This is all the response to this are thoughts, and those are in your head. But the question is, what do you do with those thoughts? Well, when they are there, you don't push them away. You don't make them bigger, also. But the only thing that you need to do is the moment you become aware that you have a thought, that you very gently move your attention to your meditation technique. And whether this meditation technique is observing your breath, reciting a mantra, uh, focusing on the way you walk, having a visualization, having the sentences of loving kindness meditation, or whatever meditation technique you use, because there are thousands. The moment you notice that you're thinking, you gently bring your attention back, which means that you're not pushing away the thought. You're not thinking, oh, I cannot think this. It's just there, but you're just not paying attention to it anymore. You bring your attention to your technique back. And that's basically all that there is to it. And then the second rule is, so if you have a silent meditation, a peaceful meditation, that's great. And I'm happy for you because I know it feels pleasant. But it doesn't mean that when you have a meditation that is shallow with a lot of thoughts is a bad one. Because the only thing that denotes a good meditation is that the moment you become aware of your thoughts, you gently go back to your technique. Whether you were thinking for 1 second or 15 minutes, it doesn't matter. The moment you become aware, you gently is the key word here, bring your attention back to your meditation technique. Um, and that there's all to it. And that meditation might feel shallow, might feel not so pleasant, but it still was a good one. What was a bad meditation? The moment you become aware that you're thinking and you continue to think, you jump on that train of thought, you jump on thinking more, indeed spending time on your to-do list or worrying about whatever you're worrying about, then it's not a good meditation. But if you manage to think, oh, I'm thinking, oh, what was my technique? Okay, going back to my technique. Then it is a good meditation. Why? Because meditation, when we use it as a tool, when we use the power of meditation to empower ourselves, that is like training our mental muscle, because that is what it is. You're training, like when you want to train for making push-ups, um, you have to do it regular. You have to push yourself up, and it becomes easier and easier. But there are also days that you're more fatigued and you cannot push up so many times as other times. It's just like that. You're training your mental muscle. And having a lot of thoughts in meditation doesn't say anything about your skills as a meditator, because every meditator has thoughts during meditation. Also the most advanced meditation teachers, even the monks who are meditating almost all day that they are awake, they have thoughts, but it's about what they do with it, how they deal with them. And the better you know to deal with them, of course, the easier it becomes to find that silence. And because that is the training, but that takes some time. So I told you all about this and how you could find a meditation technique that fits you. And I would love to point out for you that after my summer break, I will start a workshop that will recur every month on the last Sunday of the month. So on Sunday, and the timing will be at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But you can always look it up in your app, in the Insight Timer app, to see your local time. And every month, I will teach a different meditation technique. It will take an hour. So what I will do there is we'll go briefly over the basics of meditation, and then I will explain you something, tell you something about the roots of this meditation and the technique. And then I will teach you this technique to do so. There's always room for some questions. So if you would like to set a daily practice or a regular practice, we can speak about that. If you have questions about the specific meditation technique, you can ask me about that, because it's on Zoom. There's also a private meditation group where you can posit your questions, and it is the same room for all the 10 months, because I'm going to give every month a different meditation technique until the end of May. So on the last Sunday of May is going to be the last one. So I'm really looking forward to this. When you look at my profile, the first one is already available. You can go there. You see there in the description also an overview of on which month, which technique I will teach. The costs are €25 per workshop, but I have a special discount code that you can use, and it's valid up to 1 week before. And the code, if you scroll up in my comments here, on the top it's there, but I can give it also to you here. It's also written in my in the feed of my Femke's meditation group, the public meditation group. The code is 1, it's from the very first workshop, Meditate with Femke 5. And that is because you get $5 off. They cost 25, they become $20 for you then, which is a 20% discount, which I think is really, really great. And this is always valid up to 1 week before we start. So you have enough time to think about it. You can take a look at my profile. I just want to tell you something about it. I will mention this in my lives from here on, but I will not go really deep into it. If you have any questions, you can always pop over to my meditation group and ask me, or look up at my profile, my email, send me an email. That's also really great. So that is it. Let's meditate, because I think it's really, really great, after I gave you all these beautiful stories about how good meditation is for you, that we will just meditate. And then when I'm finished, I'm coming back and taking a look at the comments here. If there are any questions or remarks, I will tell you also a little bit more about this other way quicker upcoming workshop on the 17th of July, how to deal with emotions. I put a discount code for that also on the top of the comments. So if you're interested, you can look it up. But that one is only for the first 20 people who sign up, and there are already some sign-ups. But there are still places for the discount. But let's meditate. All right. Now, I was speaking a lot, right? Time to meditate. Sit comfortable. And with comfortable, I mean really, really comfortable. So it's not just sitting, but really take a moment to feel if you are comfortable. How are your feet on the ground? How are your legs resting on the seat or the ground, the mattress? It's okay to lie down if you like. It's okay to lean against the back of a chair or a sofa or the wall. It's also okay to sit straight up in a lotus position, whatever feels good and comfortable for you. Something that you know that you can keep for like half an hour or something, as long as this meditation will take us. How are your shoulders? Is there any tension there? If yes, you can pull them up and then drop them. It's really great that when you drop them, you sigh it out. It really gives a sense of relaxation to your body. Let's do it together. Let's pull them up. Feels so good. Now gently close your eyes. Is there tension in your face? If yes, then make a lemon face. Squeeze everything together and relax. Are your jaws relaxed? No clenching. Is your forehead relaxed? No frowns. All right, now bring your attention for a moment to whatever you're hearing. Yeah, my voice, of course. Can you hear also softer sounds in your environment? And if you listen really far away, what can you hear then? What is the furthest sound that you can hear? And now let's listen to the subtle sounds, like your own breathing or your heartbeat. Now bring your attention to whatever you are seeing with your eyes closed. Yes, with your eyes closed. You can see with your eyes closed. You can see maybe some lights that still shine through your eyelids. Maybe you see black or dark blue. Maybe you genuinely don't see anything, but it's also seeing something. Some people see swirling colors or colored dots. Whatever you see, you don't have to change, just observe what you are seeing with your eyes closed. Now bring your attention to your sense of touch. It's really prevalent. You feel how you're sitting, your bum on the chair, feet on the ground, hands in your lap. Can you feel also how your clothes are sitting on your body? Socks on your ankles. And can you feel how the air touches your skin? All right, now bring your attention to whatever you are smelling right now. And if you cannot smell anything because of COVID, then it's also okay. Just see if there might be anything and don't get frustrated if it's not, because it will return. Okay? There's always some smell, some aroma that is really, really clear. Maybe you put on perfume or aftershave. Maybe you just make yourself a drink or some food and you might smell that. Now try to see if you can smell more subtle aromas, like air flowing in through a window, flowers that are blooming outside, the fabric of your clothes, quality of the air. Now bring your attention to your sense of taste. What are you tasting? There is always some kind of taste in your mouth. Maybe it's the taste of a dry mouth, or some acidity, or toothpaste, or coffee, something you ate. What is it that you taste? All right, now we're going to bring these senses together. We're going to stack them. So we're starting with bringing our attention to whatever we are hearing. What are you hearing? And while you keep your attention to what you are hearing, you extend your attention to what you are seeing with your eyes closed. And while you keep your attention to what you are hearing, what you are seeing, you extend your attention to whatever you are feeling with your sense of touch. And while you keep your attention to what you're hearing, what you're seeing, what you're feeling, you expand even more your awareness to whatever you are smelling right now. And while you keep your attention on your hearing, your seeing, your feeling, and your smelling, you expand your awareness also to your sense of taste. Can you feel this awareness? How awake, aware, and present you are right now? By just focusing on your senses for a few minutes. Centered, grounded. All right, you can let go of your attention, of your senses, and just sit for a moment. And then you're going to move your awareness really slowly to your breathing, your breath flowing in and out. And the best place to do so are your nostrils. So you bring all your attention to your nostrils, where the air is flowing in and out and in and out. And you don't have to change your breath, just let it be natural, let it be normal. All you have to do is to observe how the air flows in through your nostrils, and a little bit later it flows out of your nostrils. That's all you need to do. And if you notice that your mind is wandering onto thoughts or emotions, sensations, memories, to-do lists, then that's okay. Your mind is made to think, it's its job to think. All you do is, when you notice it, you gently bring your attention back to your nostrils, where the air is flowing in and flowing out, flowing in and out, in. And if there are sounds, let there be sounds, that's okay. If there are thoughts, let there be thoughts. Gently bring your attention back to your nostrils, to the air flowing in and out, in and out. And if you think, no worries. That's really natural. The moment you notice, you gently bring your attention back to your nostrils. Air flowing in, air flowing out. All right. Keep your eyes closed, but you can take your attention from your breath and just sit for a moment and experience what is going on in your body right now. Has your mind calmed down relative to when you started? Bring your attention to your heart, space of your heart in the middle of your chest. If you like it, you can put your hands on it if that helps. You can also imagine a light shining in your chest. Might help to have your attention. You can make the light your own. It can be a candle, it can be a spotlight, it can be blue, it can be purple, it can be yellow, it can be any color that you like it to be. All your attention on your heart. When you have your hands on your heart, can you hear or feel your heart beating? If you can, that's okay. It's not obligatory. If you don't feel it, just be aware of your heart in your chest. This remarkable heart that's beating for us, sending all those nutritions, all that oxygen through our body, so that every cell in our body gets what it needs, so that every cell can dispose of what it doesn't need anymore. And our heart makes sure that this logistic, these beautiful natural logistics are done with care and precision and love. Our beautiful heart that also can love so much, that when we look at someone or something that we really love, that our heart tells us that this is the case. Our heart that lights up when we treat ourselves good. Our heart that becomes silent when we don't treat ourselves so well. It doesn't go away, it just patiently waits until we understand that we can be kind to ourselves again. Let's thank our hearts for a moment for their lifelong service, their lifelong care and love and mechanics. We so often neglect knowing what our hearts can do for us, what our hearts are doing every split second of every day for us. Maybe you want to say something to your heart. You can say it out loud or in yourself. If you don't know what to say, you can follow my words, saying, "Thank you, heart. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for keeping me alive. Thank you so much for replenishing my body with everything it needs. Thank you so much for your capacity to love, to be there for others, to feel for others, to love, to receive love, to realize what others are doing for us, to realize that others love us. And you are here already all my life, from the first breath I took, and you will be here until the last that I will take. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you find it hard to make this connection, if you find it hard to feel this gratitude, then don't worry, that's okay. It's not so familiar to do this, to connect to your heart so directly, so positively, so open. And that might feel a little bit awkward, and that's okay. It might also be that you feel that this feeling of gratefulness is too much directed on yourself, but that's okay. That's really, really okay. You can always shine your own light upon yourself. You can always shine every good on yourself. It's really, really okay. But if you don't feel it, that's also okay. No rush. You will get there. All right. Is there anything you would like to ask your heart? Because your heart has such innate wisdom about you. Your heart is connected with your intuition, with your being, with your deepest desires, your deepest wishes, your deepest loves. So when you make this connection, you can ask your heart, what is it that you want to tell me? And if you hear that your heart is telling you a sad story, then that's okay. This is actually not your heart, this is your head. This is your head telling you that your heart must be broken, your heart must be suffering. But it's not true, because your heart is the most powerful element of you. But your head might project its own worries, its own disappointments, its own fears upon your heart, and that's okay. That's okay. I know for sure that your heart has a really uplifting message for you today. It wants to tell you something that is really, really beautiful. I will give you a moment to listen to it, and then I will tell you what I think that it is, more or less. But every heart has its own language, so listen up for a moment. Whatever the words are, the message from your heart is always the same, and it is this: you are loved, you are worthy, you are love. Let's put this in the I form, so you can repeat the words with me for yourself or out loud, whatever suits you. I am lovable. I am worthy. I am love. I am lovable. I am worthy. I am love. I am lovable. I am worthy. I am love. I am love. I am love. I am love. Can you taste those words? Can you let them sink into your soul, into your being? This wisdom of your heart, this truth of your heart. You are lovable. You are worthy. You are love. So sit with that feeling for a moment and really let it get into your body. Feel the meaning of those words in every cell, like your heart is beating, pumping your blood with the nutritions around. It's also pumping this beautiful love around to nurture and replenish every cell of your body. All right, nice. You can let your attention go. You can put your hands in your lap. Keep your eyes still closed for a little bit. And notice for a moment how different you feel from when you started, how your body is relatively more relaxed, how your mind is relatively calmer, how your heart is relative to when you started, more open. All right, now take the time to come back to your body. Keep your eyes still closed. You can wiggle your fingers and toes, move your spine. Maybe you want to stretch a little bit. Maybe you want to yawn, whatever feels good to you. And then in your own time, but take your time, you can start to slowly open your eyes. Take your time. All right. Take your time. And if you feel you want to take a nap right now and you can, then do it. That's self-care, that's self-gentleness. If you like to let me know how it was for you, if you have any questions, then feel free. I so love this community, how everyone is speaking together here in the comments, connecting with each other. Joan says, thanks, it's the first time I listen to you and I'm very happy to do it. So, oh, we're already 1 hour in, more than 1 hour. Lovelies, I'm going to wrap up. I wish you a beautiful weekend. So check out my workshops. Check out my next lives. Sign up already for the live so you get a notification, especially for those that are not on the Friday. You might not be used to it. You will get a notification from Inside Timer. If you feel like sharing what else you want me to offer in workshops, in lives, in guided audios, in courses on Insight Timer, then if you go to my profile and you click on the link of my profile, you can see there, what do you want to learn from Femke? It's a link, it's and between brackets then survey. So here's a survey that you can fill in. It's specifically about what you like about what I'm offering already. And I'm asking you what you would like me to offer more. And really taking into account everything that you're saying there. And I'm going to use that to create new things for the next year and years to come, actually. So I would really love for you to go over there and check it out. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, and what you would like. All right. So I'm sending you all so much love, a really great weekend, and I hope to see you next week. Bye bye.